Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of the Nerdpocalypse podcast. I'm your host, Jay. I'm here with my co-host, Micah.
Hey.
And Terrence.
What's up?
All right, guys, we're back. There is plenty to talk about this week, so let's get right into it. Checked out, there is a spoiler review for Black Adam that Mike and I did on our YouTube page, youtube.com/@thenerdpocalypse. You can also listen to that in the Coming Distractions podcast feed as well. And it's linked in the show notes for this show if you listen to the podcast. So check that out if you want to hear all the spoilers and our deeper thoughts on Black Adam starring The Rock. Next up, Hulu has a new limited series, or I guess mini-series, called The Patient, starring Steve Carell and Domhnall Gleeson. This one is definitely, this was suggested to me, and I got to tell you, I appreciate Steve, who is in our fan group, for writing to me and telling me like I need to watch this. It was on my radar, but I hadn't prioritized it. But he was like, "Look, this I think you would like." The premise here is Carell plays, and this is not a comedy. This is very serious. Carell plays like a psychologist and or a psychotherapist actually, and he has patients that he sees at his own home. That's where his office is, and one of his patients is Domhnall Gleeson, and he comes in and he's got like shades on or whatever, and he's like trying to get through to the guy, but Domhnall Gleeson's character doesn't really give up anything. He just kind of like is a bit awkward and kind of moves the conversation away and, you know, obfuscates or whatever. And he's like, "Look, man, like we've been doing this a couple of weeks, trying to like, I want to help you, right? Like, what's the deal? You got to let me in." And then all of a sudden, like, Carell's character wakes up the next day after being attacked. He wakes up the next day chained to the floor of this house. And you come to find out that Domhnall Gleeson is the guy who did it. And he's like, "Listen, I have this propensity to murder people, and I want to stop doing that. But I realize I can't tell you that and just let you leave because you'll tell the cops. So we're going to have these sessions to you to help me, so I will stop killing people." And he holds him hostage to have these conversations. It's pretty twisted. It's also really, really good. It's like, it's kind of like Mindhunters in a way of like really digging into the sort of like fucked up nature of a person like this, but he was also like, "I'm trying to get help," but going about it completely the wrong way. But Carell does a really good job in the role, and so does Gleeson. It's very good. And I think this week, or maybe the end of last week, the 10th episode came out. So it's like it was still actively dropping, but it's all on Hulu now. So highly recommend. I'm not finished it yet. I'm halfway through, but highly recommend it. Very, very good. Terrence, you watched 38 at the Garden. This is the Lynn Sanity documentary.
Oh, yeah, I didn't put it on here, though.
I did, because I knew you watched it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I watched it, too.
Oh, did you? Okay, cool.
Because
yeah,
it's only
documentary
38 minutes.
Right. It's a documentary about, the hell is his name?
Jeremy Lin.
Jeremy Lin.
Lord. Yeah, about when he joined the Knicks and he kind of like lit the NBA on fire. Look, guys, representation matters, you know. Like they had a whole bunch of East Asian people talking about what it meant to them, him being on the Knicks and just like going crazy in a couple games. It's good. It's dope. Like just to kind of see, like he's a what was he? I don't exactly what
he's like
I don't know what his
from
nationality
like
is.
he's like not Taiwanese or something like Taiwanese American, right?
Okay.
So
Yeah.
he's American. He's American born of like Taiwanese descent, and yeah, man, he kind of bounced around the league for a while because like, you see this kid, he's Asian with like decidedly Asian looking features, right? And he's only like 6'2" or something like that, right? And which, is tall for normal people, but like is like you on the shorter end if you 6'2" in the NBA, right?
The entire conversation feels offensive to me, but go ahead.
and
put him with my people. Fuck you.
It's wild, right? Like, because you see people like Hassan Minaj and Lucy Liu and a couple other Ronnie Chang, and a couple other. That dude's hilarious, and a couple other Asian folks who you could see how much this meant to them. You can see how much it still does mean to them. And this is a decade out, right? Like, he doesn't play for the Knicks. He don't play in the NBA anymore.
He plays over in like China. He plays like China right now. Yeah.
Right. So, but it's wild as a minority to see how when we are represented, the joy that we feel, it's wild seeing it on somebody else.
Yeah, because that's rare. It's rare, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, it is. And this dude was what's the title? It's called 38 at the Garden, because at that particular game he put up 38 points against the Lakers.
Yeah, that's wild.
That is very wild, especially with like Kobe Bryant on the floor. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Did Kobe just allow it? He was like, just let the Asian guy have it. I'm just gonna sit over here.
No, because Kobe Bryant don't allow nothing.
Every video I see about Kobe, I realize like not only was Kobe Bryant like, because I didn't follow basketball like heavily, but I obviously knew who he was. Like, not only is he an amazing player, because like that's obvious, but like that guy's fucking mentality in sports is insane. Like, it's that Mamba mentality.
Yeah, Jordan fucking mentality.
It's like fuck everyone,
I'm
dude.
the best.
Yeah, he's like fuck everybody. It was like,
I'm not giving. Kinda. Like, if he's playing a charity event against a bunch of fucking high schoolers, he's dropping 50 on them fucking high schoolers.
Yeah, he don't care, yo.
Like, step your game up, nigga. Like, wow.
Like, yo, I'm 12. Like, yeah. Anyway,
15 years. Jesus
they even got a clip of someone talking to Kobe Bryant, and he's like, so what do you think about this Jeremy Lin and this Linsanity? And he was just like, I don't know who you're talking about.
Yo, he's an asshole, yo. He's an asshole.
I don't know. Who is that? I was like, Jesus Christ, Joe.
Yo, he don't care, yo.
He won't even acknowledge that somebody might be good. Right, like that's how Kobe Bryant was, yo, and that's why he was the best. So, but it's so wild to see, like I said, this how representation is affecting other people, right? Like, we saw it recently when Homeboy was announced as Namor, right? And I've seen so many videos of like Latin and Hispanic folks, like just like.
They hyped,
elated, man. Like shit like that matters, yo. And I don't understand how some people just don't get it. Well, I do understand how they don't. I do understand how they don't get it, but at the same time, yo, like, I don't know, man. I felt happy for them people, yo. Right? Well, shut up, yo. Like,
it's just like, yo, just shut up. Like, that's all it is. Well, it's just because 9 times out of 10, the people who don't get it are white, and it's because white people don't share in that collective effervescence, as it's been called, right? Like, they just don't do that. Like, if a white guy does something, other white people are like, all right, like, that's cool. Like, you might even
not see themselves do something,
right? Like, so they don't get that chance. So matter. But for us, like, how often do you see an East Asian dude just fucking destroying people in basketball? It's not in the NBA. It's fucking never. So that's cool. That's awesome.
His teammates were shocked when he dunked, yo. Like, they were like,
we didn't even know he could dunk. What the fuck? Okay.
We don't even give him the ball in practice. Like, what the fuck?
That's kind of how it was. They were like, what's his name is hurt? This dude is hurt. What do you want to do?
I guess the Asian guy? Like, God.
Put Lynn out there, and he fucking lit the floor up. And they were like, wait, what? Oh, we're racist. Damn. That's fucked up.
Our bad.
Oops.
Apparently, and I remember this story. I can't remember what news outlet did it, but there was this Linsanity thing, right? And he had like a bad game once or something like that.
No, I remember this shit. Like, you can't even say this shit without it being censored on YouTube.
Yo, come on, right? Like, come on, yo. Like, what are you doing, yo? Like,
yeah, wasn't the title of the article like "The Chink in the Chain" or something like that? I was like,
in the armor,
chink in the armor, right? I was like, yo, that's wildly unacceptable. What? I didn't know. It's just a saying. Like, all right.
It's just a saying. It's just a saying. Shut the fuck up, yo.
Yo, like, it's bad enough that article was written, or that title was written, because a lot of times the titles are written by a different person than who wrote the article, right? Like, can you imagine you wrote that article and then it comes out and that's the title? Like, yo, I didn't write that. They're like, your name's on it, buddy. Like, what the fuck?
It's bad enough someone wrote the title, but it's even worse that someone let that shit rock. Like,
right, but like, yep, that makes sense.
Come on, you're not that dumb. You're not that stupid. You knew what the fuck was going on with that.
Yeah, that's a wild title, man. It's a wild title.
It's a fun watch because like I just enjoyed seeing their joy in the fact that he was just lighting the fucking floor up. But
that's awesome.
Yeah, it's cool as shit.
Yeah,
that's dope.
It's cool as shit. It's only 38 minutes. If you want to see, and it's just happy, yo. It's just like, it's feel good.
Yeah,
it's very feel good, and yeah, I recommend it.
All right, there you go. Terrence, you watched Pearl?
Yes, Pearl is a prequel to X. For those that know what X is, it's a horror movie. It came out last year, like late last year, I think. About a group of people that went to a farm in Texas to film a pornography in 1979. And murder ensues. Yeah. This is a prequel, and it's about the woman in the movie, the old woman. Her name is Pearl. This is a character piece. Yeah? I don't even consider it a horror movie. Like, she murders a couple people, but it's not really horror. It's more like a suspense type thing. I don't know what you want to call it. It's really good. Like, it's a good movie. Like, Mia Goth is kind of amazing in it. Like, if they gave a fuck about horror movies in like award season, I wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't even be mad if she was up for, like, this is how good she is in this movie. I wouldn't be mad if she was up for any kind of award for her performance.
I mean, here's the thing. This is an A24 film. There's a chance.
Yes,
like, I mean, people, Hollywood does respect A24's work. So maybe, I mean, horror movies getting any level of respect like that is super, super rare.
Yes. And it's done in like a 1940s style. Like when the movie starts, it's like the sweeping orchestral score, like it's like really bright and colorful.
It looks like the Wizard of Oz with blood.
Yeah, like the whole movie is actually very beautiful. It's weird. And she goes around murdering people. Actually, everyone in the movie is good. I honestly can't recommend it enough. If you like horror movies, definitely check it out. If you just like movies in general, I would definitely check this movie out because it's pretty dope. And she has a monologue. It's like a 4-minute monologue towards the end of the movie where it's just one shot of her just kind of spitting this monologue. She's really good. Like, I'm trying to remember what movie. I'm trying to think of any other movie that I've seen this year who had a performance as good as hers. I'm sure I've seen plenty, but again, like, if she gets nominated for something, which she probably won't, I wouldn't be mad.
So there's only 6 horror movies ever to be nominated for Best Picture. The Exorcist, that makes sense.
Which is my favorite horror movie of all time.
I mean, it's phenomenal.
I've seen it countless times.
It's fucked up, but it's phenomenal.
It is.
Jaws.
I don't like Jaws.
Really?
I don't.
I think Jaws is overrated, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think it's as good. I mean, maybe because people were fucking terrified to get in the water back in 1977 when it came out, after it came out. But yeah, I've seen it a few times. I'm like, I don't get it. I don't understand it.
I like Jaws. I mean, I'm not enamored by it, but I like Jaws a lot. The Silence of the Lambs, that also makes sense. The Sixth Sense, that does not make sense.
I don't even count that as a horror. I don't even count Silence of the Lambs as a horror.
Silence of the Lambs?
No, I don't think it is a horror movie, but this article says it is. Like, that's how they're categorizing it. The Sixth Sense, I don't think should even be there. It's a good movie, but I don't think it should be there. And then Black Swan. Oh, Black Swan and Get Out.
Black Swan is really good.
Black Swan is amazing.
Black Swan is
very good.
Yeah,
And not just, not just for the obvious, right? Like, it's actually a good movie, you pervs.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
Black Swan?
Yeah.
Isn't that with Natalie Portman and Mila Kunis?
Oh, yeah, they had a sex scene. Yeah, that's right. They did have a sex scene.
Yeah.
Two skinny ass white women. What the fuck would I remember that for?
No, but I'm gonna allow it. No, I'm gonna allow it. No. Agree to disagree, Terrence. Sorry.
Yeah.
No, I find those. Yes, they are two thin white women, but I find both of them very attractive. So,
yeah, well, we're from Pikesville, Terrence. I mean, it's kind of like in our DNA.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
Oh shit, that's funny.
I mean, it's accurate. So yeah, not many. Okay, cool. Yeah, Pearl does look good. Both of you watched Barbarian, so you guys are both very interested to talk to each other.
I feel like you should watch this also, Jay.
It's not
that scary.
No, it's not scary.
I've become a lot braver over the years. I would like to point out. I would just.
It's more of a thriller suspense, right? Like,
yeah. I like thriller.
It's tense, right?
Very fucking tense.
Yeah, like Tiara, it's so tense. Tiara would run to Wikipedia to figure out what's going on because she can't.
100%,
Oh no, she ain't going. She ain't going
within like the first 15 minutes. Yeah,
right. Yeah,
Google it.
No, I like this movie.
What's the premise?
Well, here's the premise. The premise is a woman shows up at an Airbnb and she finds out that it's double booked. Someone else is already there. That's it.
Okay. I heard about this movie. Yeah. Okay. All right.
But yeah,
you know nothing, Jon Snow. You know nothing, Jon.
No. That's all I know. I heard someone talk about how good it is, but that's all I know. Okay.
That's all you need to know.
That's all you need to know. And it's a pretty good movie. There's not to say that there aren't like gory elements to it, right? Like, I think only Terrence would get this, but when that one character hits the L3 button and the R3 button at the same time towards the end, that was fucking amazing. So yeah, like there's some elements to it, and that character deserved everything that character got. But yeah, man, it's a good movie. The lead, her name is Georgina Campbell. I saw her in a very, very bad Apple TV Plus show called Suspicion. Don't go watch that. Watch this. Yeah, this isn't like gory, right? Like, there's some horror elements, but there's not gory. It's tense. And if you don't mind tension, then yeah, check it out. It's really good.
Okay.
And it subverts expectations.
It really does. And like you can't say much else, because I was like, huh? Once it got to a certain point, I'm like, what the fuck just happened? And then yeah, it's good. A couple things I literally like audibly was like, yo, what the fuck? All right, this is what we're doing. Cool. Like again, going in blind, it's the best way to do it.
If you like that, and I haven't seen Barbarian obviously, but another movie that sounds very similar. You guys should check out Fresh on Hulu with Sebastian Stan. You should check that out. I've heard. It's another like, oh, okay, this is what we're doing. Wow, was not expecting that kind of thing. It's very good. It's got some pretty good twists and turns, and that's a thriller-ish type, kind of on the line movie.
Oh, what were you about to say, Micah?
Just when I think that like characters are smart in this movie, then they do dumb shit. And I'm like, oh, okay, all right. This is the horror movie part of it, right?
Yeah.
Like she immediately is just like, and then turns around and is just like, nah.
Why would you do that?
Why would you do that? This is a yell at the screen movie. This is a yell at the screen.
Okay, I like a movie like that. Absolutely.
I kind of wish I saw this in a theater.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, okay. All right. All right, let's talk about House of the Dragon, the season finale. So I had to go back and catch up and finish. I had to finish episode 9. I was halfway through episode 9, and then I had to watch that, and then episode 10. Just as a side note, I know everyone has been making comments about it. I don't appreciate the whole feet thing. I don't need this in season 2. I find it disgusting. I don't like this behavior, and this is below the queen. It's unacceptable behavior. Other than that,
like what?
That dude was like, I only have so much information. Like, you got your socks still on?
He says that, and then she took like her shoes off. I'm like, I still didn't click. And then all of a sudden, oh, this nigga got 1 foot. All right.
He's like, I got 1 foot, and I really, really want to see yours. I'm like, you're a creep.
No, you want what you can't have, right?
No, that's not true at all. That's fucking weird. Yeah. So this, all in all, I thought the season was very good. The season finale was great. Like it's a perfect setup to like, full on war coming in season 2, which I thought was awesome. The thing about this season that I think is interesting, my wife tapped out after episode 2. She was like, "This is too gory," and I'm like, yeah, but here's the thing. That's not even the hard focus of this show. And I wish he kept watching because like there's actually not a lot of gore in this season. It was actually pretty low on it. I was surprised.
There's issues where women are being treated like fucking garbage that I can totally understand.
Oh, 100%.
Nah, I'm not watching a miscarriage, yo. Like, get the fuck out of
here.
Yeah,
that scene was...
I was like, come on, man.
Like, I don't need to see it hit the floor, yo.
Kinds of shit. And I'm like, yo, this is disgusting.
I don't need to see it hit the floor. Like, that was pretty bad. But no, she got disgusted by, like, the second episode where it was just like a bunch of dead dudes like laying in a field. I was like, this is Game of Thrones. Like, you ain't seen nothing yet. Relax.
That was like the only time they even had anything like that in the show.
Yeah, like, but that's what I'm saying. Like, this season has actually been fairly low on gore. And like, it actually, and this was my whole point. It's like, this show is make or break in the like the backstabbing and like all of the intrigue. Like that's what gets people so addicted to the Game of Thrones stories. And this season has been great. That little one-eyed asshole, he's gonna fuck the whole thing up.
Yo, he did.
Oops.
The memes for that nigga have been hilarious. Oh my god.
The fucking surprise Pikachu was so fucking awesome. Out there with zero visibility, you dickhead. But yeah, I thought this season was really good. There was a story of like the numbers for the finale. It was crazy high, like 9.3 million people or some shit like that. It was an insanely high number. So yeah, Game of Thrones is back. It never left. So
yeah, people said, "Oh, we're not watching this other shit." Like again, I didn't give a fuck. I didn't care. I tapped out of Game of Thrones after season like 4 or 5. But the people that continued to watch it all the way through to the end swore up and down that they weren't going to watch it anymore. And yet we got 10 million people to watch the season finale of House of the Dragon.
Well, the excuse is that they're different showrunners. So,
yeah. Okay. No, but y'all knew that. But y'all knew that when y'all said that shit before. Y'all knew that when y'all said it before. Loud and wrong.
Stop making sense.
I ain't never gonna watch it. Yo, this new season is dope as shit, yo. Yeah, all right.
It was very, very good. I just appreciated the fact that like we're focusing on one particular story. Yeah. And because that was my big thing with the original Game of Rollins, is I'm too stupid to follow all that shit. Right? Like I'm too dumb to. There were at any given moment there were like 5 or 6 different stories, and which is very difficult to kind of cram all that in an hour. And then so you either cram it in an hour or you spread it across multiple episodes. And then I'm just like, nah, yo, like I'm glad that we focused on this. And look, I'm ready for this Civil War to happen. Right, like I'm ready for I believe they call it the dance. Yeah, I know. I believe they call it the Dance of the Dragons or some shit. And yeah, man, yeah, I'm ready for it. I'm ready for Tiara's boyfriend to fucking die.
Oh, he getting murdered. They going
I
murder.
feel like Damon and he are going to have a showdown because they kind of have to, because they're the same fucking person.
Yeah,
Damon
you can't.
a little bit more disciplined, if you can believe that, which is bizarre.
Yeah, because he's a fucking psycho.
Fucking wife out. He's a psychopath.
Yeah, he's like, oh no, you're the queen. You should be respected. Bitch, what did I tell you? Like, wait, what? Like, yo, that was 5 minutes ago. You're like telling everyone to praise her. He's like, I will kill you in here.
He told him about his premonition or whatever, her father's vision, and he's like, that shit ain't real. And she's like, it is. And he got mad because he knew she wasn't lying.
Yep. Oh, he didn't tell you? He's like, bitch, I'll kill you in here. Like, I'll kill you in here.
Like, I don't give a damn if you are my niece. I'ma kill you.
Yo, he's so creepy. Yo.
Wife, ew.
My niece wife.
Him. It was kind of.
Oh, now it's her fault. Now it's her fault, Terrence.
Yes, it is. How old is she now? Well, and like when she was younger, like she was a child, so she didn't know any better. But she's in her 20s now.
No, she knows what she's doing.
She's like 24 now.
Yeah, no, she knows what she's doing.
Is she? I was like 20.
Yeah, she was like 14. She was like 14.
She was 14.
She was young. And I believe it was a 10-year time gap. And it's funny how some people age and others don't. Like
yeah, Damon.
Like, it's funny how fucking Eamon aged 40 years, and the rest of them actually aged 10. Very bizarre.
Viserys aged 1,000 years. Like Viserys looked 1,000 years old when that time jump happened. I was like,
look. All them black people living on the islands and shit, they look exactly the same. All them black people living in them islands, exactly the same. I'm like, all right, man, I get it. Like she loves going to the islands and shit. I get it.
Like, black don't crack, so we can't have these things that much.
Yeah, they didn't even try to put like makeup on. Was it Corliss? Like they were like, nah, don't worry about it. You good? I was like,
nigga, he was sick and everything. Nigga looked the same 15 years later. Like, what the fuck? Okay. I mean, even his wife.
That's true.
Look like, well, that's what black dick do for you, ladies. So,
like, you want to be queen? She was like, I'm never leaving here. I'm never leaving the Stepstones.
Like, you look like shit, Viserys. God damn, nigga.
Viserys looked like the fucking crypt keeper.
Yo, when he took his mask off in like episode 8, I was like, oh, don't zoom in. God damn.
I'm like, nigga, can you wait till we finish eating? What the fuck, bro? Like, God damn.
Look at me.
Dinner and shit. I'm like, ew, dog. Please.
And look, I get it. He had a disease or whatever. Yeah. He had a disease or whatever. All right. But like you said, Corliss was on his deathbed, and that nigga bounced back looking like he ain't never left, yo. Get out of here.
Yeah. When he like got up and like when they showed him for the first time, because he was like, oh, the sea snake is off. Oh, he's not gonna make it or whatever. When they showed him, I was like, this nigga looks totally fine. Like, yo, he looks totally fine. Then he got up and walked over. He's like, now I got a crutch. Like, that's it. That's the only thing they can do for him.
Right. Yeah. My leg fell asleep.
It's like, I'm good to go. That shit was hilarious. But I have to say, like, Viserys wearing that, like, the gold mask or whatever, it did look dope as shit. I was like, damn, this is like a really cool, like, kind of moment in the show. Like, it just looked really good. And then he took it off. I was like, put it back on. Like, don't.
Right.
Gross.
No, he was actually really fucking show.
Yeah. I actually liked him a lot. He was a good character. Also, I like the dude who plays the hand.
What you want? Oh, Otto.
Otto, yeah. The guy.
Dude.
Yeah, he's the guy from Notting Hill, which is just, he was the idiot like roommate in Notting Hill, which is really funny because those two characters couldn't be any further apart. in style. But yeah, that guy's really good. I like him a lot. And
I can't believe you still got me rooting for Targaryens, yo. Like,
yeah,
and
that's the thing. Is like, I feel like you're really not supposed to, but like, yo, they did kind of fuck her over. Like, they did. Like, but I don't want to root for them because we all know in the end they're all pieces of shit, all of them. So if she gets the crown back or whatever, she's gonna be a garbage person.
But everyone is kind of trash in this fucking show in this world. Period.
I mean, not wrong, but that's what makes it interesting,
right?
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, but they fucked her over. They killed it. Like she lost her fucking.
She's lost multiple kids.
Yeah, she lost her stillborn child. She lost her fucking youngest. That was fucking terrible.
Yeah, that dragon was like,
he was like, I don't like this shit. That nigga hurt me. He gave me a toothache.
So I'm gonna just bite him in half. I was like,
eat this nigga. Like, God, I was shocked. I was like, God damn. Okay, well. And Eamon was like, like I don't even.
I ain't trying to go home.
Like,
I'm not trying to go home right now.
What did you do today? What'd you do today? About that. What had happened was, right? I was just playing,
he fell.
Hide and go seek. I was playing hide and go seek.
I was just playing, yo. I was just playing. I wasn't trying to fight him. I wasn't trying to get into a fight, right? I was just playing because that's what guys do, right? Like, we don't really want to fight. Like, we'll fight if we have to fight. Well, right. We don't want to fight, right? And whereas, dragons just, they go for broke, apparently. They rip each other's eyebrows. Like, they don't give a fuck.
By the way, your analogy about men and women fighting, according to this last episode, yeah, that's about right. Push to the absolute edge. It was like, all right, we're just gonna burn this whole fucking place down. Got it. All right. Ain't no coming back from that shit.
Viserys was like, yo, we don't really control these niggas. That's what he said in the first episode. He was like, we don't control. We think we control them until we don't.
Yeah. Yeah,
the fuck
yeah. Much like dogs. Yeah. You think you got your dog on a leash? Nah, yo, that motherfucker jump over a fence and bite a little black boy in the back of the head and have him go crying to his mother.
Yeah, but in fairness, he did that because that little black boy used to try to feed him chocolate through the fucking fence.
No, I didn't feed him through the fence. I threw it.
You threw it over?
Oh, yeah. All right. Then you got exactly what the fuck you deserved.
Oh, God.
Rotten ass kid. Good. He couldn't wait to get to your ass.
I think that was after the fact. It had to be after the fact.
That sounds exactly like some repugnant shit you would do for no reason.
I wouldn't just do that shit. I wouldn't just put my feet up on somebody's couch.
Exactly.
Yeah, I put my feet on that nigga's couch.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking. Run the tape. That's just funny. So yeah, very good first season of House of the Dragon. And I think you're right, Micah. It really helps that it's just focused on like one family. That just makes it from week to week. It just makes it easier to keep up.
Like, is it gonna stay like that? Because I don't really feel like following a whole bunch of fucking storylines at the same time in 2 years' time.
I'm thinking that it just deals with this war. I'm sure other people will be brought in, like the Starks. But like, you're not following like what the fuck are the Baratheons up to or whatever. Like, who cares? Like in their free time. I hope it stays focused because that's been a real benefit, and I think it's much easier if you liked Game of Thrones but you just couldn't keep up with it. Because I think ultimately what ended up happening, you just kind of whittled down to the things that you cared about anyway. You just started ignoring these bigger stories just because there's just too much. So yeah, you might as well do this. All right, let's get into topics this week. Micah, take it away.
There is a Green Lantern show that was coming out, and it was going to focus on Guy Gardner and Alan Scott. It's been in the works since 2019, but now it's being retooled and is going to focus on Jon Stewart.
Cool.
This is a show from Greg Berlanti. You know
He's
that
the,
name from all the
dude, right?
other. Yeah, he's the DC TV guy, right?
Yeah.
Flash and all that other shit.
He also did you.
Did what?
Okay.
You.
All right.
Oh, okay.
YOU.
Yeah. The one thing he's done is good.
First couple seasons of Flash were good.
Okay.
You were like you watched the first 2 seasons of Flash.
Yeah, look, I'm not saying that. I was also dumb. Looking back, I was not that bright. I wanted to believe. None of it was good.
Well, as part of a creative overhaul, writer and showrunner Seth Grahame-Smith has departed the series after completing the scripts for a full 8 seasons. A full season of 8 episodes. Sources say that he signed on as writer and showrunner a year after Green Lantern was announced, chose to leave the project after weathering a number of regime changes at HBO Max and its parent company.
He's like, I'm tired of y'all.
Good riddance to bad rubbish. We don't need we don't need another Baltimore nigga being the focus of a DC show. We need a Detroit nigga being the focus of a DC show. So yeah, the decision to refocus Green Lantern arrives at a pivotal point for DC. Sources say that the character Jon Stewart was off the table to producers who envisioned the show as focusing on the first Green Lantern, the openly gay Alan Scott, and Guy Gardner, as well as a multitude of other lanterns from comic book favorites to never before seen heroes. With DC Comics topper Walter Hamada's recent exit, a decision was made to start over and rebuild the show around Jon Stewart, a character who first appeared in the 70s and is modeled after one Sidney Poitier. Look,
is he? I've never heard that. Wow, that's interesting.
His older the older drawings of him was modeled after Sidney Poitier. And his speech was modeled after every stereotypical black dude in the 70s.
Right, just angry. Shaft.
Just jive turkey and all that shit, right? Look, nobody wants more Green Lantern content more than me. I joke about Alan Scott and Guy Gardner, but I would have accepted it, right? Like I just want to see what can be done in a TV format for this. I think Green Lantern could work really well as an intergalactic Law and Order type of situation. I'm super stoked for this. I just hope it's good. If it's still Greg Berlanti, that's my big thing, man. I don't really care for those CW shows. I'll give it a shot, and I generally like the first couple seasons, but they just kind of overstay their welcome. I don't know.
I think these are going to be shorter seasons because, like, it's not CW; it's going to be HBO Max, right?
Yeah.
And those are fucking 20 fucking episodes a season.
Yeah, that's one of their big problems. I agree.
If you can condense it and give it better writing, I could see it being pretty decent. If you have a bigger budget, also, I don't know what kind of budget they're going to give them.
So this was originally supposed to be 8 episodes. So I have no idea what they're going to do now. I hope it kind of remains around 8. Like, you can tell a really good story in 8 to 10 hours, and yeah, man, let's fucking go, man. I want to see who they cast.
I'm not mad at this. I think this is the smart money is to go with this. We've talked a long time ago that a cool way to do this would be to do this as a cop procedural, right? Like, they're cops, they're space cops. Like, that's what they are. Like, at their core. Like, why not? Like, yeah, you have it focused on Jon Stewart, but like, that's how you introduce all these other fucking space cops. They show up. I mean, whether you have Hal Jordan there or not, you probably don't. My guess is Hal Jordan probably gets put on the back burner just because they don't want to associate it with that god awful Ryan Reynolds film. But yeah, okay, like works for me. I think this is. I do think if you're going to do a show and it's going to be 8 episodes, you really got to nail that writing. But look, I think when Berlanti is doing stuff that's not 24 episodes and trying to fill that like weekly television kind of style and like pretty low budget, I think he can do a good job. Like You is only like 8 or 10 episodes and it tells a really concise, strong story. So I think he could do it. I just think he hasn't been focusing on those kind of things mostly over the last couple of years. So I think he's got it in him. So we'll see. I want to know what the budget's going to be for this.
Yeah, it was supposed to be 200 million or less, a little under 200 million before. Now that's going to be cut.
It cannot afford,
yeah.
You can't have this guy walking around punching people, Like you got to make constructs, otherwise.
Yeah, that's the thing, Like unless it's going to take this is like spacefaring, but I mean you can like build sets and have it be in like weird location, but like Green Lantern's fucking weird, Like Green Lantern's
super weird.
So
when's the last time you saw that movie?
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it since the. I think I've seen it one time after we saw it in the theater.
I've only seen it when I saw it in the theaters. It was pretty terrible, dude. Holy shit. That's one of those movies it's just objectively bad. No one's like, no, but I dug it. It was like, nah, the CGI looked bad. Like, Ryan Reynolds was absolutely the wrong person for that character. Like, it just didn't work. It just did not work at all.
Well, they cast him because he looked the part, right?
Yeah,
but
that was
Hal Jordan is like Hal Jordan's like an old school like right wing guy, right? In terms of like his personality, right? Like he's a tough guy, right? Like if anything, the closest thing I can equate him to is Maverick.
Yeah, from Top Gun, of course.
Top Gun. And yeah, that's the kind of attitude that he should have had, not Ryan Reynolds in a green man suit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was another thing. Why did you CGI the whole suit?
Yeah, they CGI the whole suit, even the mask.
Yeah, it looked nuts.
Did they just want to waste money?
Yeah, that costs so much. Just get a practical suit.
Yeah, I guess they thought it would look like because it's a magical suit. I guess they. I don't know. It didn't look great. And then had a white gloves, Like, come on, man. Like, attention to detail, Like.
Yeah,
and then Parallax was just like a big blob of yellow shit. Like,
yeah, it looks so horrible. It's like a toilet paper.
But like the thing is, right? Like you can really do. Like I kind of want them to introduce Hal so that Hal can so they can do the Emerald Twilight thing. Like I want to see them do the Emerald Twilight thing, where in Emerald Twilight they had Hal's city was destroyed and he used the power of the Green Lanterns to rebuild his entire city, and you're not supposed to do that shit, right? That's like using police equipment for your own personal gain, right? And he went fucking crazy and he snapped and he started killing a bunch of Green Lanterns. If you look at Hal Jordan, it's a very famous cover of him holding a bunch of fucking rings and shit like this. And he turned into fucking Parallax, Like it's his version of the Phoenix Force. Yeah. It's his version of the Phoenix Saga. So, but at the same time, like nah, I grew up with John, and I want John Stewart to be the man. So I don't know,
It'll be interesting to see what they do there. Like I'm also incredibly interested in whether or not this is going to be connected to the movie universe, or are they going to continue with this being a separate thing and the movies being a separate thing? Like more on that later, obviously, what their strategy here is. But it'll be interesting to see if they're teeing all of this up so that they can set up Jon Stewart so that him and other Lanterns can show up in other movies and shit. Like, that would be kind of interesting. All right, next up. I put this story on there just for you, Micah.
Next up, I don't even know what this is. Oops, wrong one. How Pig became Nicolas Cage's cash cow after making 15 indies in the span of a few years. The storied action star has recaptured studios' attention, raising both his profile, and his quote, because he's Nicolas fucking Cage.
Yeah, people didn't think so. Not for a while.
He had done occasional studio voice work, such as films like The Croods and Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. He returned in earnest with The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, which I don't know if either of you have seen. Me?
Yeah.
Of course.
Oh,
of course.
Okay. I watched it a couple months ago. I actually liked it.
It was a good movie, man. Like, it was really enjoyable. And it was predictable, right? But it was super enjoyable. And it goes to show you, it goes to prove once again, Nicolas Cage is just a cool dude, right? Like, there are probably a few actors who could like make fun of themselves, but like Nicolas Cage gets the joke. You know what I mean? Like, he was very apprehensive because he's an artist and he's sensitive about his shit, right? And he didn't want this just to be making fun of him, but once he read the script, like, you could tell everybody was like, nah, yo, we respect the shit that you do. You're just a fucking weird dude. Yeah. But everybody has a Nicolas Cage movie they like. Everybody has a Nicolas Cage performance they like. I don't know, man.
I mean, look, I love the shit out of Con Air. It's ridiculous. That's what I love the shit out of that movie. Con Air is one of the most ridiculous movies of all time.
That run of Con Air, The Rock, and Face Off, I mean, like, that might be the holy trinity of fucking ridiculous movies, yo.
And look, like, I love all of them.
All three of them are fucking.
We were talking to Carrie on Dense Pixels, and we were like, yo, because Carrie has never seen like fun movies. I don't know what her problem is. but she was like, hey, we should do a podcast where like we just watch movies that you tell me to watch, basically like a spinoff of No Time to Bleed, but like
she's never seen them.
But she's never seen them, and
Con Air is a pretty good one to start with.
Yeah, I think that idea is an idea that I think I'm subconsciously stealing from the Real Appeal, but I don't give a shit. It's a good idea. So yeah, let's fucking do that shit. Look, I'm glad that Nicolas Cage is kind of making a little bit of a comeback.
Yeah, that's good for him.
Just good for him. Just like, don't fuck up your money.
Yeah, he really did there for a while. Have either one of you seen Pig?
Probably like half. I've seen half.
Yeah, I started it. I hadn't had a chance to finish it. What I saw, like maybe the first 20 minutes of it. What I thought was pretty impressive. I was like, damn, this is actually, like, they're right. This is actually a pretty impressive movie. Look, I think the guy is a total kook. But that's what I think people like about him. That's what I like about him, right? Like, Micah is a mega fan. I wouldn't go as far as to say that I'm a mega fan. I'm not like, oh, Nicolas Cage is a new movie, I gotta see it. No, that's not true. But like, he's doing that upcoming vampire movie, Renfield, where he's Dracula and he like looks very ridiculous. Yeah, I'm gonna see the shit out of that. Like, I want to see what he does. Like, when he's given something to really make his own, I think he does so much better than like Next or any of these other sort of generic movies. But like, when he can play like a character from The Rock or the character from Con Air where he's trying to do a Southern accent, like, yeah.
Here's the thing,
my daughter.
Put
what
the
is that
bunny
accent?
down. Like, all right.
There's no way that was written in the script. There's no way it was, yo.
Like, the thing with him, yo, is he's genuine. You know what I
He
mean?
is.
Like
That's his thing.
in a business that's literally all about lying to people. Like he's a genuine dude. Like what you see is what you get. He's a freaking weirdo, man. But like he ain't putting on airs for anybody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
And that's something to respect.
And when he picks a project, half the time I think it's because he needs the money, right? but no matter what the project is, he gonna give you his all, yo. Even if it's saying the fucking alphabet, he's gonna give it to you. A B C D
Vampire's Kiss.
Yeah, yo, like he gonna give it to you. Not the bees, nigga. The bees weren't anywhere near you. All right, yo. All right.
He's a total.
He's fucking insane, yo. Oh my god, yeah, you're right. Like most of his movies are at least entertaining.
They are.
I think almost all of them are.
The worst movie I've ever seen that he did was Bangkok Dangerous. That was pretty horrible.
I was very upset with that. I fell asleep on that movie.
Yeah, I did too. I was like, this is not interesting. Like I needed more crazy, and I wasn't getting crazy. I was getting just like a boring Nicolas Cage movie. Like it just wasn't good. All right, next up.
See that movie he did for fucking Shudder? Or came out on Shudder. Something about the color of something. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
I heard that was very good.
Oh, the one where he's like he has a chainsaw fight at the end.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I watched part of that. That movie is fucking out there. Like it's super out there. But yeah, a lot of people really liked it. I've seen the last fight scene. Two dudes like having a fight with chainsaws is pretty fucking nuts. But it worked.
Man,
all right.
Color of space, yeah. Color out of space is what I'm going.
Color out of space. All right, Micah, go ahead. Next up.
Amazon is developing an Alex Cross series, and Aldous Hodge is playing Alex Cross. Aldous Hodge, you may know that name from he was in The Invisible Man. And
he played a cop in The Invisible Man.
Yeah.
And apparently he was in Straight Outta Compton. And what was that movie he was in? Let's see. He was in Die Hard with a Vengeance.
He was one of the kids in the store in the very beginning.
Oh wow. Okay.
He was in Big Mama's House. He was in Happy Feet. He was in A Good Day to Die Hard.
I like how you're going through everything else.
You trying to avoid something, dog? Like what's going on?
Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. He was also in Hidden Figures.
Yeah, I think he was. Wasn't he like Taraji P. Henson's husband or something?
Yeah, something like that. Oh, he played MC Ren in Straight Outta Compton.
Okay, he was also in One Night in Miami.
Yeah, he played Jim Brown.
Yeah,
that motherfucker. So yeah, he is an accomplished.
We don't let niggas in the house, Jim. Like what?
God, burn this motherfucker to the ground.
I think I think Aldous Hodge is one of those actors that is good if you have a good director.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is there any other movies he's been in, Micah? Like
he's in this good show called City on the Hill. That's a very good show with him.
Leverage.
Damn, what's that dude's name? God damn it.
He played Jon Stewart in Green Lantern Beware My Power. That was one of the yeah. So
that was his superhero. That was a superhero movie.
That's his DC Universe role that we all know him from.
Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah, that.
He played Bird Boy in a movie, if I recall. Okay, you did not care for his performance in Black Adam. Does that bother you?
Sense. That movie looks fucking corny, you know? Like, just from the clips that I watched, it looks corny. Like, it looks good. Like, it looks pretty, right? It's colorful, it's bright. But it looks corny. Like, the dialogue.
Oh, like Black Adam, you're saying?
Yes, Black Adam.
No, the dialogue is horrendous.
It was making, like, the 5 minutes worth of dialogue, like, not even 5 minutes worth of dialogue, but, like, the 2 minutes and 30 seconds worth of dialogue that I saw like pissed me off.
Yeah, it's not good.
Like I was like, yo, what is this? I'm not.
They even had the "Well, I do" scene, but
Yeah,
it's
I'm like,
so
yo,
much more pretentious. It's so much more pretentious in the movie, and I'm glad the clip that you saw has it. The music
the music
swells up.
swelled up. I was like, yo, nigga, like, what are you doing?
Like,
Well, I did.
heroes don't kill people. Well, I do.
Like, why are we? It's like the Rock Triple H thing. It's like, why are we so close? Like, like
Yeah, I was like, wow, y'all really made that a fucking big deal. Okay,
right. Like, it should have just been a quick moment. Like, heroes don't kill people. Well, I do. Like, all right, move on. Like, no, the trailer gave it the same amount of like seriousness as the movie did. Actually, less, which is just ridiculous.
Right. And then walk.
I don't even think I'm gonna watch that shit on stream. Real talk.
Yeah, you should just wait till streaming.
No, I don't think I'm going to.
Oh,
you should.
I should.
We should do it. We should do it. We watch trash on it. If you do it, we watch trash.
Like, yo, it's so bad. It's so bad.
Walking through walls.
It reminds me of
walls.
fucking X-Men.
Doors didn't exist back then. Like archways didn't exist back then.
Right. Like, they even called that out, and he's like, yeah, they did. So why are you walking through my walls, my dude? Like, what the fuck are we doing? Aren't we friends?
That's supposed to be funny?
I guess it did not get a chuckle out of anyone in our theater. Not a single person. But getting back to this, are you cool with him playing Alex Cross?
I've never read an Alex Cross book. So
have you seen the Alex Cross movies? Not the Tyler Perry one?
No. I know Morgan Freeman played him in one, and
two of them,
and but no, I've never felt the need to watch an Alex Cross movie.
Yeah, look, I like those movies. I've only seen the Morgan Freeman ones. Yeah, I like Kiss the Girls a lot. Along Came a Spider was less good, but it's Kiss the Girls is pretty good. I mean, look, here's the thing. My only issue with this casting is I would have assumed they would have gone with an older person. Like, right. And look, maybe like I've never read an Alex Cross book, so maybe Alex Cross is actually more Aldous Hodge's age. I don't know, but like just when I think of it, like I think of Morgan Freeman. Like Morgan Freeman, I obviously don't think you need to pick someone as old as Morgan Freeman, but I would have thought maybe someone in their like early 50s, late 40s. But yeah, I just would have assumed they would have gone with someone a bit older. But other than that, like I'm cool to see what he does. I hope the script is good. I mean, Amazon has had really, really good luck with all of their best-selling novel series turned into TV shows so far. So, okay. It's taken them 2 years to make a choice on this. So, I guess they saw something in this guy. So, we'll see. There's
like over 30. There's over 30 Alex Cross books.
There's like 29, I think. I think the article says 29.
I'm looking at a list up.
Oh no, that dude cranks them out, and they all take place in like DC.
Yeah, that's another reason why they all feel like airport novels.
Yeah, they kind of are. Like I feel like you probably pick up an Alex Cross book right before you take a flight to California. Like I'll finish this in 5 hours. Like yeah,
like my mother loves these books, so she's read quite a few of them. That's why I went to see the one with fucking Tyler Perry, and that was a mistake.
Didn't it have some terrible like line at the end before he kills the bad guy? It was like I can't remember you. I remember you telling us about it. It was like it was.
I remember I almost had a seizure watching the final fight scene because it's just nothing but shaky cam in like a dark warehouse. It was bad. It was fucking terrible. Yeah, I couldn't. Even my mother was like, "Yo, this is fucking garbage." Like, what is this? She was pissed.
Yeah. There are way too many of these books that use the word cross in the title. Cross, Double Cross, Cross Country, Alex Cross's Trial, Alex Cross, Crossfire, Kill Alex Cross, Merry Christmas, Alex Cross, Run, Cross My Heart, Hope to Die, Cross Justice, Cross the Line, Cross Kill, Detective Cross, The People versus Alex Cross, Target, Alex Cross, Criss Cross, Deadly Cross, and Triple Cross.
Triple Cross. Like, is Triple Cross a direct sequel to Double Cross, or is that just a completely different story?
Probably.
Wow, that's very creatively bankrupt. Like, it just is. That's why the name of the movie is Kiss the Girls. They're like, we're not calling it like totally crossed out. Like, that was
the first two movies. Those were the first two movies. First two books.
Yeah.
Okay? Those are the actual names, or
those are the actual names.
Yep. Oh, thank God.
Those are the actual names. It got to about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Where he ran out of fucking idea.
He did about 11 books, and then he was just like, all right, I just gotta throw some crosses up in here, man. Like, I can't think of any more.
Well, he was just playing like a branding game. He was like, as long as I use the name Cross, like, anytime someone Googles like Alex Cross, Double Cross, Triple Cross, I come up. Like, that's a branding issue. He's just trying to make money. But those books are incredibly popular, so okay. God bless.
All right. Look, I'm not. Look, once my wife finds out about it, I'll probably be watching it. So, we'll see.
Look, Jack Reacher's Jack Ryan's great. Reacher is really good. Did you watch that, Terrence? Did you watch Reacher?
Oh yeah, I love Reacher.
Yeah, he was beating the brakes off.
That show was dope.
Yeah, it was good, Micah. You should watch that. That was a surprisingly. I thought it was going to be kind of like a little bit of like popcorn bullshit, and it is a little bit, but it actually turned out to be pretty good. It was fun. It's also good to watch just a large man walk through a country town and just beat the bricks off people, pretty much for no reason. So that was cool. All right, next up, Damon Lindelof and Miss Marvel's Charmin Obaid Chinoy are making a Star Wars film. We don't know the title or the topic of said film, but Damon Lindelof, most famously known for Lost and the Watchmen HBO series, is teaming up to write this Star Wars movie with a co-writer, and the director Charmin Obaid Chinoy is going to direct, and obviously she's from Miss Marvel earlier this year. Turns out that the Rogue Squadron movie is still in the works with Patty Jenkins directing it, and then there's another Star Wars film with Taika Waititi that's also coming. But this movie with Lindelof and Obaid Chinoy might actually be the first one out the gate. So she'll be the first woman to ever direct a Star Wars movie, which is pretty dope.
All right.
Yeah. Look, man, Damon Lindelof has some really good ideas. I mean, like Lost, I think just kind of shit the bed there by the end. But I mean, I don't think anybody with any sense of good taste, in my opinion, thought that Watchmen was bad. Like, I thought that was phenomenal work. I'm just bummed you didn't do more.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to get excited, right? I don't really know anything.
Right.
Nobody really knows anything, but these are some good names to have attached to something Star Wars related, and I'm Andor is kind of spoiling me regarding Star Wars.
Jesus, dude.
So we'll see, but I just hope for a little more Andor, and like style, right? Like gritty and not too gritty, right? Like, it's still Star Wars, but if anything, I want more of the best parts of The Last Jedi in my Star Wars movies.
What parts were those?
The parts that didn't involve a casino and
I'm sorry. I'm thinking what was the last one? It's the Skywalker one. Rise of Skywalker. I was like, what parts were good in that? That movie fucking stunk. Jesus Christ, it was awful. Yes, I agree with you.
I'm talking about The Last Jedi. I know people hate that movie. I don't know why, man. That movie, because it didn't give you exactly what you expected. Like, that's part of the fun, That's part of the fun. If you want something that you know you're gonna like, watch the thing that you're gonna like.
Yeah, don't go see new things.
I don't know.
Well, and it's interesting. Like Andor, again, like, and I've mentioned this a number of times. Andor is really driving home. Like, you shouldn't like the Empire at all, ever. Like, what's wrong with you? These guys are fucking awful. Especially,
they're making stormtroopers scary, yo. They're making stormtroopers scary.
Yeah, like they actually are. Like, yeah, they're like a joke. Otherwise, have you watched the new episode of Andor?
Not yet.
Okay, like it is, dude. It's rough. Like, it's just a rough watch. Just in what happens, it just goes to show you the brutality of the Empire and like what it would be like as a regular citizen of that galaxy to live under their reign. Like, it's awful. But that's the whole point. Is like, yeah, you should be rooting for they basically are laying the groundwork of, yeah, remember what happened in episode 6? Wasn't that really cool? Yeah, we're going to do way more extreme shit as this basically terrorist organization. And we're 100% justified. And here is a prime example of why. Like, that's basically the point. But yeah, look, if you want to do more sort of serious, gritty versions of that, yeah, I think there's room for multiple interpretations in Star Wars. I think that universe is better for it. Speaking of universes better for it, James Gunn and Peter Safran are named as co-CEOs of the newly created DC Studios. So they will both be managing all the DC stuff for Warner Brothers. Finally, the duo will report to David Zaslav directly and assume the title of co-chairs and, like I said, co-CEOs of this new group. Clearly, it seems pretty obvious, but Gunn is going to be handling all the creative side of it, and then Safran will be handling all the business side of it. Look, this is the best of both worlds. Because they've never had someone who I think has a real creative vision that makes sense for DC, like the actual characters in DC, and not trying to make it some sort of weird Ayn Randian bullshit that it's not. But then they also have a boss who can actually like handle budgets and like has produced movies that have been quite successful and stuff like that. I think that's good. Also, I didn't realize how much James Gunn and Peter Safran had worked together before this. So it's not like these guys are two people coming in. It's like, all right, we're going to try to get to know each other. Like, they've worked on shit together for, like almost like 2 decades at this point. Safran has
looking at it now.
Like he's produced a bunch of things Gunn has done. The Suicide Squad, but even going back to 2000, he
experiment.
That was another thing Gunn did. But the specials in 2000, he co-executive produced it. He's got a special thanks on Slither going all the way back to 2006 and Super going back to 2010 with Gunn, right? So he's been sort of intimately involved in a lot of stuff Gunn has done. So that's a good thing. That actually means like they actually know, they know each other, and so they know how to work with each other. Now, Safran is most famous, it seems like, for the Conjuring universe. Like, that's all him. Like, he produced all of that stuff. Which is good because those are all like lower to mid tier budgeted movies, and they all do incredibly well for their budget, right? It's like $30 million, $40 million, and they make $200-300 million back. That bodes well. I think this is really, really good news. overall for DC. What do you guys think?
I think this is
DC.
There you go. I think
pretty much it.
I think this is nothing but positive, right? Like, I don't know. It just feels good to know that there's someone at the head, right? Like the wrestlers aren't booking themselves. You know what I mean?
Right. Like, it's definitely felt like that for a while.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Right. Like if there's one like vision and not even like vision, but like one overall like direction that the DC universe it wants to go towards now, it feels like it can do that. Hell, it feels like you can have the DC universe and this, Matt Reeves Batman universe and this like Joker stuff. It feels like you can have those separate projects now and still kind of be focused on the that those feel like Elseworlds, right?
Right.
And this can be your main thing. Like I don't know. I'm just confident that these movies are gonna really turn it around and not just be spectacle, right? Like they're gonna make characters interesting again, right? Like DC heroes are inherently interesting because they're essentially gods who want to be human.
Yeah.
And it's like, how do you reconcile that, right? Like these people with omnipotent power who can do anything they want, but choose not to, or choose to do the right thing. By all rights, every DC hero should be a fucking villain, right? Everybody should be a fucking a Black Adam, right? Like the fact that Superman exists.
It's not a villain.
Well, I know that. I don't think they know that. But everybody should. I don't know, man. Like comics live and die by their characters. Like that's just a fact. Yep. Nobody's picking up a comic to necessarily. Nobody's looking at the shelf and picking up a comic because the words "great story" are on the front of it, right? They're picking it up because they see a cool looking character, and that's what's missing from some of these DC movies. So, and look, James Gunn has made me care about characters that I just don't give a fuck about in the Marvel universe and in the DC universe. I have been on this podcast and I have been quoted as saying Guardians of the Galaxy is going to be the death knell for the MCU because nobody knows who these people are. Nobody's going to watch a fucking a loquacious raccoon and a fucking a tree that can only say 3 words, and they're not going to buy it, like it's too corny. And what happened? The first Guardians of the Galaxy is in my top 5 for that whole universe. This dude made me care about Peacemaker.
Right.
John Cena with a toilet bowl on his head, Like, I can't believe it.
I mean, yeah, he made us care about Peacemaker, but it like the bigger task there is like he made John Cena work in that role, and it's impressive. Like it actually is impressive. Like that's an impressive performance. I mean, Gunn, like you're right. Gunn's whole thing is characters, man. Like it is, and that's what DC has lacked. Is you have these iconic characters, and they've had no personality. They've had no personality whatsoever. Fucking Superman is a bore.
All of them have the same personality, actually.
Yeah, fucking
like when you
whack.
think about it, every single right, all of the characters have the same personality,
except for Aquaman.
All one fucking note, except for Aquaman, and the Flash, I guess.
And right. The Flash, I mean, that kind of feels exploitative, right? Like,
again, I don't know how people don't think it's not weird. Like
they're kind of dancing on the line of like that dude being on the spectrum, and it's that's something that you can't really. I'm not saying that those people shouldn't be represented. I'm saying those people should probably be represented by someone who is authentic.
I was about to say, don't let Zack Snyder represent you.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Don't let
right.
Zack Snyder write that fucking character, because I
Right.
feel like it's going to be incredibly offensive, because that nigga's crazy.
Yeah, and just a bad writer, like 100% a bad writer. So like, I think Gunn's ability to make us care about characters that we otherwise wouldn't care about that's his superpower. So yeah, look, if he can, I saw just a kind of a blurb from Henry Cavill, and he was, and it felt like a bit of a dig. And I don't think people kind of picked up on it as a dig. They were just so happy to have him back. But I felt like it was a bit of a dig. He's like, I can't wait to come back and play a totally joyful Superman. I was like, yeah, because you've never been able to. Because the guy who was directing you made you into a miserable grouch of a fucking Superman. And it sucked.
And here's the thing, Here's the thing. One of the reasons
I don't want to go outside and fight Batman. Nah.
One of the reasons I really like Man of Steel, and I thought Man of Steel was a really good like starting point, is like you got this guy who can do literally anything, and his Kryptonian dad is all about like, well, you must help people, Kal-El, right? It just go crazy on them if they honk at you in traffic, right? Otherwise, like you gotta help people,
unless
right?
unless it's a friendly beep, quite neighborly.
Right. You're like you can like you have to you got the one dad who's like you gotta help people, and then you got the other dad who's like, nah, yo, this the real world, and like maybe you help people, maybe you don't, right? Like,
fuck them kids.
Maybe you should just like.
Should I have let them drown?
Just like
maybe.
I mean, maybe it was their time to go. I mean, that's a bit extreme, Zack Snyder. That's a bit extreme.
Yeah,
but like, I get what you're trying to do. I get what you're trying to do, and the fact that Superman has to wrestle with the fact that he has all this power. Should he help people, or should he mind his business? Like, ultimately, he chooses to help people. And the first time he really decides to help people, he has to murder one of his own people to do it. Right. Like, that's some heavy shit, yo.
Right.
But at that moment, he's like, he's made that choice, and he's like, no, I have to help people. And then Man of Steel 2 should happen, and we should get our fucking Joyous Superman movie. We should get our fucking altruistic, like, no, I have to help people. We should get our Superman that has a fucking Jesus complex, right? And that's his main thing. That's his weakness, right? That he has to help everybody, right? Like, Superman's not a boring character. People just don't know how to write people don't know how to write him, yo.
Well, and the thing is, if your desire or your internal need is that you have to help everyone, then that is something to play against, right? As far as like a villain that like you go, this guy has to help everybody. So then you just, to wear him down, you just like put a bunch of people in peril all over the place, right? Like, he can't help it, right? So he's got to start to then push himself to these limits that he doesn't even realize he has, right? So like, that's a way to exploit that. But when you make him, sad and moping around in this subjective, fucking viewpoint, the point, like, I didn't mind Man of Steel. I like Man of Steel a lot, but I was hoping for the end of that movie when he goes, hey, I was born in Kansas. And he's like, he feels more like Superman in that last scene. But when he shows up in Batman versus Superman, he's fucking boring, sad sack again. I'm like, we got past that. I thought we were moving past that. And he was like, nah, we back on that shit. Like, Superman is getting in a bathtub with his clothes on. Like, he's sad.
This dude's threatening Batman, yo. He's threatening if they shine your light in the sky, don't go to it. Like, nigga, what the fuck? Like,
yeah, you should have been like, hey, we need to talk. Like, but even you can see at the end in the post-credit scene of Black Adam, spoiler alert, I mean, they fucking damn near released it on their own, right? This is not a secret anymore. But because they need a reason for you to go see that trash ass movie. But like he comes in and he's like, "Hey, we need to talk." Like he's friendlier then versus
He
this
got
guy.
a slight smile on his face.
Yeah,
Like a smirk.
right. Like
I've seen it. I already saw the fucking.
Of course.
stinger.
And now you don't need to see the fucking movie.
Yeah, I don't feel like I do. Like I really don't feel like I need to see that movie. Just,
You don't want to. You don't
I
want to
don't think I
see.
need to see
You
The
don't want to
Rock
see a
2 hours
fucking
and then
camera on the
more.
Rock's forehead, like right here, and it flying.
Nigga, he's
towards the
not
screen.
lying, yo. He's not lying. Like as close as this camera is to my big ass head, it was closer. Yo. It was close.
I sent you guys that meme. It was like,
Yeah, it's
Close.
yeah.
Oh,
Was it the Black Adam was the Black Panther for bald people? Just like,
yeah, but that 90% audience score, right?
I mean, that's all that matters, right? That's all that matters.
can
This
we talk
movie
about
was
that
good.
for a second?
4
We talk-
stars. That's literally what the fucking reviews are. Yeah.
I liked everything. It was
I
great.
like the VFX. 5 stars. I didn't like the plot, but the action was amazing. 4 stars.
I hated the movie in and of itself, but the action was awesome.
Like,
That's not
you
enough.
can't take this, the audience. I mean, yeah, you want to please the audience, but
Again,
But
these
the
are the same
audience
people who
are
go,
a
"Oh
bunch of
shit, I left my
fucking
phone
idiots.
on." Like, it was 2022. You don't remember turning your
like
phone
I
on?
said, a third of the audience thinks Jewish people have space lasers that control the goddamn weather. I don't trust them.
No,
I'm sorry,
I don't. I don't think it's a badge of honor. I don't think it's a badge of honor for your movie to have a 50-point difference between the critics and the audience. That's not a badge of honor, dude. That's
Like,
ridiculous.
and even like as long as it's like 2.5 stars, I guess that's fresh, right?
Yeah,
Like, if they
technically,
give it-
yeah.
yeah, technically, because it's a yeah.
Yeah,
It's 3 stars
50
is fresh.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
And even then, the
Well,
critics
and
were
two-
like,
and two
"No."
and a- And even then, right? Like 2.5 is the definition of mediocre, right? In
Right.
the middle.
So it was kind of like, I know you want to please the guests, but the audience, but like you also want to make a movie that like critics will be like, yeah, this is dope.
I mean,
those critics don't know shit, but they do this for a living.
like that's the thing. Is like, yeah, I've definitely disagreed with the critics on certain things, but
Yeah.
it's never so insane where I'm like, this movie was great, and the critics are like, this movie is a 14%, and I'm like, no, it's the best movie of the year. That's basically what this is. Like fans, and that to me shows like how starved they are for like DC content. That's what it says to me.
I guess.
Also, I think the demographic, I would venture, if I had to hazard a guess, the demographics for this movie are probably preteens and teenage boys. That's
I
my
don't
guess.
know, yo.
I guess.
I don't know.
That's my guess.
There's
Is
a
it?
lot
'Cause,
of
like,
dumb,
The Rock-
there's a lot of dumb adults out there, yo. Like
I didn't say they
people-
weren't there.
It's a lot of people who grew up in the Attitude Era.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like The Rock was in his fucking, he was in his late 20s in the Attitude era.
Yeah,
He was 50 years
Yeah.
old.
yeah.
don't
I
know.
saw one comment on Facebook. I saw one comment. This dude was like, "Yeah, I loved it. There's none of that woke crap in it," and I'm like, "Huh?" And somebody else was like, "Define woke," because like one, this movie's nothing but minorities, right? Nothing but minorities. I don't think there's a white person in the movie, is it? Except for
Yeah.
Pierce Brosnan.
Yeah,
Pierce
Pierce Brosnan and is the Adam Smasher guy? Is he Latin?
His
I
name
thought
is
he
something
was-
Centeno or some shit like that. That don't sound white to me. That sound
That don't sound. Yeah, that don't sound like. That don't sound like O'Malley. You know what I mean?
Secret minority. Yeah, there really are not a lot of white people in this, thankfully.
And even the movie kind of jobs. It
Cap.
kind of touches on.
It tries. Hey, we've got a lot of colonizers here. If you guys know what we're talking about,
Right.
All
Like,
right.
like,
Please
what do we-
don't.
like, what do we-
No,
Oh,
woke,
yeah.
woke
half
just
Italian, half German. Okay, yeah, Noah Centineo, whatever.
woke just means I didn't like a thing, and it wasn't focused on the thing that I wanted, so I'm mad. That's all it is.
Yeah,
If you-
I know it.
If you use woke as a pejorative, your brain is probably very smooth. That's my attitude. Smooth as fuck. I will debate anyone who uses that as a pejorative, like anyone, because you're probably dumb as fuck.
But like, at this point, anybody who uses it at all is probably.
I would argue. Yeah, I would agree with that. This is too woke.
Yeah.
Woke.
What was that? What was that
I'm
word?
awake.
What was that word? I want to say it. Show my other friends I'm cool. I blame black people for this. Can I say it?
Can I?
I'm looking at this Peter Safran guy because we were talking about the whole DC thing.
Sure.
The Conjuring universe is a $2 billion franchise.
Yeah, yo, they make mad money, yo. It's crazy.
And the total budget for those movies is $158 million.
Yeah, those movies are like $13 million. They don't cost anything. But
Jesus
look, but okay. I mean, think of it. Think of that. Translating that into the DC universe. Are there characters that don't require like big flashy CGI, right? Because there's CGI, I'm sure, in those Conjuring movies, but it's probably not a lot.
No.
Right, but
there's
are there
8 of those movies?
Right, but are there some DC movies that they could put out for like $70 million, right? $75 million, $80 million, not even crack $100 million, that could do big returns, right? He's the producer of Blue Beetle. Like, I don't know how much CGI is in that. Probably a semi decent amount, right? But there might be a lot of stuff that they could just kind of do some low budget things and like get a bunch of characters into that universe. You don't have to go with everything being a $300 million The Suicide Squad or Justice League. It doesn't have to be that, or Aquaman, which was like crazy expensive. You might be able to like get some like good characters out there and do it for cheap. And like, this guy is a budget guy. Like, clearly he knows what the fuck he's doing. I mean, like you said, the Conjuring movies have made what, $2 billion, you said?
Yeah, $2.1 billion. Right?
That's crazy, man. That's a lot of money. So I think that might bode well for them to get some more interesting stuff out there, because there's definitely plenty of stuff that's just sitting on the back burner for years. So cool.
And again, he made people give a fuck about the Peacemaker.
Yeah, I can't wait for season 2 of that show.
The Suicide Squad and the show.
Yeah. So by the way, they said in the article that Safran and Gunn will continue doing producing projects under DC and creating things. So Gunn's probably going to do at least 1 or 2 more movies, which is cool. I just hope he doesn't center the universe around what he's doing. Like, because I always think that's, from an ego perspective, that's a bad idea. But I can't imagine he wants to run out and do Justice League. So there's no reason for that. But I think you'll get at least another Suicide Squad movie and then something else. So we shall see. I think he's a very good choice for Justice League Dark. Honestly, I think he would do really good with that. Kevin Feige reacted to the news of James Gunn, and he was like, "Look, I will be the first in line to see anything he does." That, as a comic book fan, is how everyone should act. Like, just go see good stuff. That's it. Stop all this fucking Marvel versus DC shit. It's stupid.
Yeah, I hope it's good. Like, he's still got to work for me for a little bit, but after that, I hope what he does is good.
Yeah, because it's like, yo, you got 2 projects, my guy. Like, let's get those done first before you go running off with your new friends. But it would be kind of dope, like, if he turns DC around and then they get to the same level as Marvel. Like, it's kind of cool that he kind of came out of that, that workshop, because he got to see how the sausage is made, and that's important, right? Like, to see, like, okay, this is how they link shit up, this is how they connect stuff up and like make it happen. That's the one thing DC has never been able to do. Like, they can barely get 2 movies directed by the same guy to make sense. So
yeah. That's a goddamn shame. Yeah. That's really bad.
Yo, like,
really bad.
Yo, the behaviors in Man of Steel don't make sense in BVS. Like, they just don't make sense.
And they don't make sense in either Justice League either, right? Because because Batman is so hell bent on trying to fucking murder Superman, except that the very very end, and then he's just like, he was the best of us.
Right.
Nigga,
Right?
excuse
I
me,
was
you
looking up to him.
bipolar? Like,
Nigga, we're trying to murder him. A couple of yesterday, bro. Like, it was like the purge, yo. Like, what are we doing?
He's like, nah, I heard the siren. So it's over.
Oh, shit.
He was the best of us. I beg your pardon? Who was? Not the guy you tried to stab yesterday.
I started that fucking Snyder cut a couple weeks ago again, just to see. I wasn't going to finish it. Yo, that movie is incredibly pretentious. Like, it's fucking just, it's like annoyingly pretentious. I'm not gonna. Ew,
look.
Ew.
I gotta tell you, that whole scene, I know people fucking loved it, but that entire scene with Cyborg where his dad is like, you'll be able to control the market. So I was like, I don't give a fuck about any of this. This is annoying. This is an annoying scene. We get it. This nigga's a giant computer. We got it. Like, will you help people? Well, that's up to you. Yo, what kind of objective bullshit is that? Like, you're a superhero. These people are starving in the streets. He's like, I'll just play it $100 for this woman. I'll let all these other people starve. Like, all right.
I cut it off when some chick started singing.
Oh,
And,
that was
I'm like,
way
yeah, nope,
early.
I'm done. Yeah, no, I cut it off again. I was like, I can't do this again. No.
yeah, where she took his sweater and she smelled it. She was like, ooh, he smelled like
Sniffing
fish.
it, and then they start singing. I'm like, what the fuck is going on in this movie?
People thought that was
What the fuck
amazing.
is wrong with Jack Snyder?
People were like, nah, that was an amazing idea. Was it?
No.
Oh, Aquaman, come back. Like, all right.
That movie is stupid.
It was dumb as shit.
It's fucking
And it was
4 hours.
4 hours long. It's obnoxious.
Jesus Christ.
Speaking of obnoxious, Warner Brothers Discovery to take a $2 billion write-down, which is basically devaluing the asset that is Warner Brothers Discovery, devaluing it by $2 billion. That's not good. They're also going to take a $3.2 billion to $4.3 billion in pre-tax restructuring charges tied to the acquisition itself. So, Warner Brothers is doing great. So, yeah, there you go.
Every time I see this dude's face, I think I feel like he's racist. I don't know.
His actions don't help that.
Right. I feel like he's may not be, but like his actions and his face.
Yeah.
I feel like he said nigger a couple times in his life.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Yeah, like
I'm so sorry. I just yeah.
I mean, look, he's definitely said there's no way I'm going to let that nigger play Batgirl. And he was like, cut this movie off. That's definitely
I really want to see that movie. Yeah. I want to see that movie.
You're never going to see it. You're never going to see it. That's a shame. Look, I don't know if this guy's a racist, but his actions well, yeah. I mean, look, when we walked out of Black Adam, there was a guy walking next to us. He was like, this was the best. It was the best review I've heard of this movie. He goes, so we can't see Batgirl, but we got to see this piece of shit. You're right.
And that was a critic screening, right?
Yeah, no, that dude was pissed. Like, he was pissed. Like, he was legitimately he was not pleased. And like, I'm actually surprised that they cut it for a number of reasons, but like, Brendan Fraser is like having a renaissance. I'm surprised they wouldn't have like tried to like capitalize on that. Like, he was the villain in that. He was Firefly. Like, but no, like, get rid of it.
You have a Latina Batgirl. You have fucking Brendan Fraser. You have Michael Keaton.
Yeah. It's just
like, come on, man.
Yeah, it's very weird. So yeah, best of luck with your $2 billion write-down. All right, let's get into What the Fuck. Brought to you by JTD from the Edit That Out podcast.
Oh God. A vegan who failed to deal with mouse infestation and fed them instead is fined by a court.
What?
So a vegan who failed to deal with a mouse infestation at her home because of her ethical beliefs.
Idiot. Yeah, no shit, Micah. You said vegan.
Has been fined by the court. Margaret Manzoni, 73, of this place,
Jersey.
considered quote, considered the mice as her pets, and quote, said they would not go to her neighbors because she looked after them.
You dirty, you. This is Florida.
This is New York. This is New York.
This is in Essex. This is in Essex, which I believe is over there.
Oh, I thought you meant Essex, Maryland. I was like, yeah, that makes sense too. It's like that makes
sense. Merritt Boulevard.
yeah, it's on Merritt Boulevard. Nah, yo, that's unacceptable.
The court said quote, the impact of the infestation on neighbors meant inaction was not appropriate. Manzoni admitted at the hearing on the 6th of October to charges of failing to comply with a notice under the Environmental Protection Act and a notice under the Prevention of Damages Act. She was fined 1,500 euros. Is that what that is?
Sure.
With the court awarding the council of a $2,400 in fake money. What are you doing? What are you doing? I have an octogenarian that lives next door to us. She's a very nice lady. But I might have to call the cops on her if she brings mice into my house.
What do you mean might? I kick that door down and drag her dirty ass out of there. Like, don't have mice in your house just living amongst you. That's gross. Yeah. Nah, that's disgusting. I don't care for this behavior at all. No.
Nah.
It's a rodent.
Get a dog. Get a dog. You want companionship? Get a dog.
No, better yet, get a cat and let that cat go to work. Like, get the fuck out of here. Nah, you got that many mice in your house. They in the walls at that point. You're fucked. Like, you just burn it down. Just burn your house down. Get a new one. Ugh. Terrence.
A man has been pulling his own teeth out for over a decade because he can't get dentist appointment.
China.
Like, that's a very good guess. A man recently shocked his whole country after claiming to have been pulling off his own teeth for over 10 years because he could never book a dentist appointment. That doesn't make sense. David Sargent, a former butcher, claims that he has been forced to use pliers or his bare hands.
Yeah, bare. This is London. It's a tooth thing. It's a tooth thing. That guy's a butcher. Come on, yo. This is London like a motherfucker, yo.
You are correct. You're right. United Kingdom.
Fucking bad teeth. A working man's job. I can't get a bloody dentist appointment.
Like, they have healthcare there. He's like, nah, I'm good.
Right, you have fucking universal healthcare, nigga. What the fuck?
They don't have universal dental.
At the butcher shop too much to go. Oh, do they not have universal dental? I feel like that's included. I think
it should be
the only country that doesn't that has separate. So fucking dumb. Just, why is dental and vision separate from fucking health?
Well, I had to go to the dentist. Our dental insurance is bullshit too. They're like, oh, you need real shit done? Yeah, we won't pay for that. Like, all right, cool. Fuck you.
Insane. I
insurance sucks.
Healthcare system is fucking trash. The 50-year-old man said his financial situation makes it impossible to get private care. So he has to get an appointment. Through state-funded national healthcare, NHS, which hasn't really been working out too well. He's had to wait so long to see dentists. Okay, that's why. I guess that's the reason. Because this is.
It can't wait longer than 10 years for you to rip them out with your hands.
It's like, you're not working that much that you can't schedule something to see a fucking dentist. Like, how often it's a 9 to 5. Stop it. You just don't feel like going. I can't get an NHS dentist for 10 or 15 years. I've tried referrals from the doctors and there's nowhere that will take. What the fuck is happening?
So he can't get a dentist in the last 10 to 15 years.
That's ridiculous.
I mean, in fairness, British people have really bad teeth, but the lines can't be that long. They can't be that long.
Yeah, why are their teeth so jacked up? That's weird.
Because I think they don't have fluoride in the water. I think that's the big part.
Is it?
Yeah. I think that's the thing. I mean, it's either that or like, or I'll just slander all Brits. They just don't brush their teeth, which is fucked up.
I was just saying, like, there was a lot of incest going on back in the day, so I don't know, maybe that. But anyway, that was fucked up. I'm sorry, British people. I apologize. Anyway, I wait until the tooth is loose and then loosen it. And okay, I have used pliers in the past, like big ones, but most of the time I just use my fingers. So your teeth are loose enough that you can just yank them shits out with your own hands. That's bad. Here's
a 2021 article. Fluoride will be added to UK drinking water to cut tooth decay. 2021. They were like, you know what?
Maybe we should work. Maybe we should fix this whole teeth thing out here because
so kids,
like even the royal family's teeth are fucked up, and they're the royal family.
Yeah.
How the fuck does that work?
Yeah,
like y'all got money. Y'all probably got like private dentists.
Of course. Yeah, England and Wales to add fluoride to water. September 28th, 2021. Yeah, you guys are joining the rest of the world. Best of luck.
Yeah, so he's been pulling his teeth out because he can't get a dentist appointment. I have a couple of beers and fill myself up with ibuprofen, and out it comes. Next morning, there's a bit of blood from which you're at it. It doesn't feel very good. At the end of the day, I'm having to pull my own teeth out when I should have someone looking after me. So how many teeth do you have left? Because it's been 15 years.
No, he don't got no teeth left.
Now, hold up. There's fluoride in toothpaste, nigga. Like, what the fuck?
Not enough. Not for the Brits. Not for the Brits.
And the other thing is, like, do you drink tap water? They don't put fluoride in fucking bottled water, right?
I don't think so. I don't know, man.
That's not an excuse. Some niggas don't brush their teeth. That's gross. Stop it. Brush your teeth.
We're taking a hard stance against all of Britain. None of you brush your teeth. That's the problem.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah. Well, you don't. But even if the fluoride is in your toothpaste, you don't swallow toothpaste. That's not good for you. So.
No, you don't swallow it, but like, put it on your teeth. Right? I don't know. I just don't get it. I've always wondered why their teeth are.
I mean, it supposedly it is the fluoride because that prevents tooth decay. But I don't know. I guess you also have to brush your teeth. Sad. Damn, Brits, what are you doing? Shout out to our British listeners, by the way. They're screaming at their fucking screaming at their phones.
I apologize, goddammit.
I don't.
Brush your teeth.
Micah told me to say that. Yeah, it's fucked up. My story, the edible insect eggs, known as caviar in this place. That's not what caviar is. For thousands of years, the eggs of a species of water insect has been consumed as the, quote, food of the gods, which has come to be known as this place's caviar. Puke. Farmers harvest this by placing hand-woven reed nets just under the water surface for up to 3 weeks. During this time, the water flies lay thousands of eggs on the reeds, which are extracted and left out to dry in the sun until the moisture is gone. They're normally served with croquettes, mixed with flour and egg, and fried in hot oil. They're reportedly delicious. Okay. I'm not eating that. I'm not eating that. That seems really fucking gross. I would try.
I'm going to Thailand.
Where are you going?
Thailand.
Micah?
I have no idea. So I'm just going to default with China. I have no idea.
Mexico.
Really?
Mexico.
Yeah. So shout out to Leonardo. We'll ask him if he's had this before. He represents all.
All that tells me, all that tells me is that they would rather eat that than tacos, and I have been proven right.
You don't like tacos?
No, because he's un-American.
Tacos overrated.
Whoa, whoa,
Tacos
whoa, whoa, whoa,
overrated.
whoa, whoa,
They're
whoa,
fine.
whoa, whoa, whoa.
Overrated.
Nigga,
No, they're overrated.
excuse
They're
me?
overrated. You are
don't eat
excused,
tacos?
sir.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. I was just hanging out with this nigga the other day, and we went to a taco truck. Don't do that.
If I have to, I will. But they have to be soft tacos. I will
Yeah, I don't
never
like
ever
crunchy
eat a harsh
tacos.
taco.
Yeah.
I don't like
Well,
hard.
that nigga, that's what a taco is to me. When everyone says tacos, I'm thinking Doritos Locos Taco Bell and fucking and tacos shouldn't crunch.
We had
Tacos aren't filling. Tacos are not filling. That's why they give you 8 of those motherfuckers in one serving, because they're not filling.
No, if you
Get out of
here. I mean, it's but
Mike and I had the single dumbest conversation about tacos when we're standing in line at this taco truck. He's like, I can't believe people eat the crunchy tacos. He's like, you bite it, it goes everywhere. What a fucking waste. These are overrated. It's so stupid. I was like, dude, nobody orders hard shell tacos, yo. Nobody.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, no one if you go to no one orders taco like soft shell tacos. Hard tacos.
Well, why do they keep advertising them?
Or like if you
go
to
the
supermarket and get the El Paso tacos and shit.
Yeah, that's the only time that even the El Paso pack, right? It's like it's taco night. Even they come with soft tacos now. You got to choose the other one with the hard tacos because those are the worst ones. You break a fucking tooth on it, and then you're fucked if you're in Britain because they don't brush their teeth. So then what are you gonna do?
You don't like tacos, yo? What the fuck?
Again, un-American.
They're fine. Tacos are the Black Adam of food. It's fine.
Don't fucking do that. What did tacos ever do to deserve that kind of slander?
It's fine. It looks nice sometimes. It's fine.
What are your feelings on a burrito, Micah? Let's watch this communist.
Burrito. Look. I can't remember the last time I've eaten a burrito. I'll eat a burrito bowl, right?
Yeah, that's fine. I prefer the bowl.
Yeah, I prefer the bowl. I don't want to wrap the shit all up and just shit falls apart. You get shit all caught up in your facial hair and shit. And then you got to wash your face after you eat it. Yo.
I like that your idea of eating a burrito is just pushing it into your face until it falls down. That's it. Ridiculous.
So what is your favorite food then?
Fucking ice cream. Ice cream is not food, nigga.
Besides ice cream, it doesn't fucking count.
I'm an Italian guy. I like Italian food. I like pastas and stuff like that.
You're so white. Pasta is completely overrated, in my opinion. Pasta is completely overrated.
It was very easy to make.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Any moron with a pot and water can do it.
Is that why you're really good at making mac and cheese? Apparently.
Yeah, I'm a moron. Yeah. What is the argument here? You didn't get me. I agree.
I do like pasta. Pasta's pretty good.
I don't dislike pasta. I just think it's of all the things for me to make for dinner, pasta's always my last choice. Always. It just feels too easy.
Oh, and I suppose tacos are your first choice?
I would prefer them.
Don't make tacos. Fuck that. I'm not gonna make a taco.
No, you go to a taco truck and you find a guy with a bunch of hand tattoos who's gonna make it really well.
Let the minorities feed you. Is that it?
Yes.
You let the minorities feed you.
A taco truck on every corner.
You're too good to make your own goddamn. First of all, second of all, I'm not eating food off of a fucking truck, yo. I'm not a grade schooler. Okay, I'm not getting a chocolate eclair from a fucking guy selling Coke out of an ice cream truck. All right,
you don't know that guy sells drugs. You don't know.
Oh shit,
you don't know that. He probably does, but you don't know that. You can't verify that. Again,
I'm bullshitting. I've had lobster out of a truck. and that's rolling the dice. That's the
Yeah,
definition.
I'm
of
like,
rolling
nigga,
the dice.
seafood?
Have a lobster
No,
out of a
hell
truck.
no, yo, hell no, hell no, hell
I
no.
don't think I've
yo.
ever gotten seafood from a fucking truck.
I did it
before,
one
food
time,
truck.
and I'll never do it again.
I had
Yeah.
like tacos with steak and shrimp the other day, and that was from a truck. It was fine. It was fine. I'm not getting fish though.
Exactly.
Like I'm not getting fish.
No.
Like oh hey we got fish sandwiches. Keep that.
It's like, nigga, I need your fucking, I need your kitchen to not move. If I'm gonna get fucking fish
I
from
need
you,
your
'cause I don't
kitchen. I
trust
need your kitchen. I need your kitchen to not have CO2 emissions in the same
Right,
location
exactly. Like, no.
as the food.
Also, I don't want to eat. I don't want to eat seafood where you're trying to do short order cooking. I need it to be cooked thoroughly. Like you're moving a little too fast. Like no. Is it cooked all the way? I don't know.
It's jokes, folks. Before the taco mafia comes, and
Leonardo is
starts
fucking. He's like
it's jokes, yo. It's jokes. I literally went to a taco truck the other day, last week. Is just jokes. I went to a taco truck with Jay. I had my two sons with me, and Jay standing there like my goddamn husband and shit.
that shit was.
And
so funny. We're all standing there talking.
They think
always
you're
get
like
put in
adopted
situations
two
where-
black children.
I think so. Look. First of all, okay.
Yeah, set the scene because the shit is fucking hilarious.
Oh my god!
our
That's funny.
wives are off doing something, right? I have to hold the baby, so I'm holding the baby in like a chest holder, right? A Bjorn or whatever,
A baby
right?
Bjorn.
And I'm trying to hold Maxwell's my son's hand, right? We are standing in this taco truck. Maxwell's being a fucking three-nager, right? Like he's being a dick. And Jay is standing next to me. Jay is wearing a Black Fathers Matter shirt, right? And this woman turns around and looks at us.
She
This
definitely
white woman
thought we
turns
were married,
around.
yo. She definitely thought we were.
Right.
Oh my
She
god!
100% thought that we were a couple, and that's not the first time that's happened.
I don't know. We have good chemistry, man. What can I tell you?
It's funny,
And
dude.
she was
Y'all
like,
went to that
"Oh,
fucking
you,
restaurant that one time after y'all finished watching a movie, right?
Yeah, no, we
Yeah,
saw
we
Get
had-
Out. We saw Get Out, and we
Yeah.
went to dinner afterwards, and this woman's like, "Hey, did you guys like the movie?" And I was like, "Okay, this is clearly very weird." Like it was very weird.
nigga." The manager came over and he gave like a special like, "Hey guys, just wanted to make sure you guys are okay." And
Like why wouldn't we be?
Oh god! Damn,
We love
that's
having your
fucking funny.
demographic in here. Like, all right, you gotta relax. You gotta relax. It's fine. I don't care, but it's fine.
God
Holy
damn,
shit.
like,
Oh,
that's
shit.
hilarious, yo.
I forgot.
hilarious.
I
Maybe
forgot
a
I was wearing
coupon.
my Black Fathers Matter shirt. That's true.
That's funny as shit. God damn. Oh my god! So
Woman turns
progressive.
around. You're a really good father. I'm like, thanks.
I'm just standing here.
I'm present. I'm
Shit,
present and
shit.
accounted
You had
for.
one on your
That-
chest and you was holding the other hand. And what the fuck was Jay doing?
Well, I'm a real piece of shit husband. Like,
He's a dick.
Yeah,
Like,
apparently,
the
I'm
husband.
the I'm the put upon wife.
yeah, exactly.
Apparently.
Let me talk about sports, guys. Like,
Oh shit!
that shit was fucking hilarious.
But he's got the Black Fathers Matter shirt on.
She's like, why don't you?
You know,
She's
fuck.
like, you don't deserve that shirt. Like, you know what? You're right, lady. I don't.
Uh,
That shit was
Oh my
fucking
God.
hilarious. How many times have Mike and I been mistaken for a couple? That's the third time because that time we took JTD, we went to dinner in DC.
That gay bar.
Yeah, we went to that gay restaurant. That was on gayosphere.com. or something.
I didn't know. I just picked the restaurant.
Oh,
Their
my
charcuterie
God.
plate was dope though. So like, the fuck out of here. Holy shit, man! Like, our lives are a Seinfeld episode, very much in and of
Yeah.
itself.
Not that
I
there's
remember
anything
that
wrong.
conversation too,
No.
because we were coming out of your fucking house,
Yeah,
and it was like, yeah, when you took us to that gay bar, Jay was like, what? Like, yeah, that gay bar we went to. He was like, I think it. Michael was like, he was like, no. Michael's like, I think it was. No. Like, yeah, I'm pretty sure. Like, I don't know. What are you talking about? And then you fucking went to gayosphere.com and there it was.
In fairness, it wasn't just a bar. It was a restaurant. Like, it was just a restaurant like that had a bar. It wasn't dudes in like metal cages go-go dancing next to the food. Like, how the fuck would I even know? It was a restaurant.
That's offensive. That's a stereotype.
I mean, that's kind of what gay clubs are. I assume. I've never been. All right, trailers this week. Oh my god, this shit's fucking hilarious. Trailers this week. A movie that I am 100% going to watch. Plane. This is a Gerard Butler action vehicle with Mike Coulter. He plays a pilot, and Mike Coulter plays a prisoner. I assume it's Luke Cage, who is being transferred on this plane, and then the plane crashes in some godforsaken place, and they have to work together to save everyone on the airline who's been taken hostage. Yeah, this looks dumb.
This does look dumb. Like, I'm bullshitting before the show. Like, this looks stupid. This looks stupid. Yeah, of course it looks stupid. I'll watch this dumb shit. Like, it's called Plane, for God's sake. It's called Plane. Like they couldn't think of any other title. Like, there's like the plane. I'm assuming the plane is no longer a factor halfway through the movie. So why are you calling it Plane?
Because they're probably gonna have to find another plane to get off of this island.
Yep, there you
go. Well,
then
it should at least be called Planes.
I do like that that this is from the producers of Angel Has Fallen. That's all I needed to know. And Greenland, which was a surprising. Yeah, that movie, like, it was not what I expected it to be at all. I actually really enjoyed that.
Greenland was like Drive. Like, it had the trailer, but the trailer was not what the movie was.
No, it's a disaster movie, but it was actually focused on the human element and not just the explosions, which was fascinating. Like, that actually worked really well. So, yeah, Plane. Okay.
I'll watch it when it comes out on whatever streaming service.
Oh yeah, this is a Tubi special if I've ever seen one. Like, Mike Coulter apparently has some sort of military training. Let me guess, he probably like killed his sergeant because his sergeant.
Mike Coulter has Gerard Butler, random pilot, has military training.
Yeah, no, of course they do. I guarantee they're both in the Marines, some shit like that, and they're like, "Oh yeah, Semper Fi," as they go fucking stab up what appears to be a bunch of Latin people at some point in this movie. Okay, yeah, good, great, grand. I'm gonna watch it. Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special. This is another special presentation by Marvel. Probably, some sort of like mini movie for Christmas. Okay. Like,
this looks fun.
Yeah, it looks fine. Look, I like the last special presentation they did for Werewolf by Night. So, yeah, this looks like it could be fun. So, I'm down for it. Everybody looks like they're having a good time.
Yeah. I appreciate the fact that Dave Bautista decided to wear a sleeveless vest, because like having abs all the time is fucking difficult, and he's getting old. And he's just like, you know what? Fuck all that shirtless shit. I'm putting a vest on.
Yeah, I got no problem with that. Like,
yeah.
What are you supposed to do, man? Like, can't be shredded forever. Get out of here. Jack Ryan season 3 trailer just came out today. Micah, on a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you for this?
I only watched about halfway through because like I already know like this. Of course, I'm going to watch this. Of course, I'm going to watch it. And I'm super excited. This is this is my jam. This is my jam.
Yeah, dude, I can't wait. So this comes out December 21st.
21st. Yep. I'll still be on paternity leave. Hell yeah, man. Let's fucking do this.
Oh, I'm going to be off too. Oh, I'm going to watch the shit out of this in 1 week.
Stamper is in it? Come on now. Come on.
Yeah, wasn't he in the last season? I thought he was.
He might have been. It's been a very long time since I've seen that.
Yeah, I kind of
I've
want
never
to.
finished the first season.
Oh, you should, man. Like the second
Everyone-
season is a lot more action packed. Like it's extremely action packed, actually. But this looks even bigger than that. I'm kind of bummed that this is going to end at season 4 though, because this is a damn good show, man. It really is. But I have a feeling that John Krasinski's got some bigger plans in life. Like this dude is he's a superstar now. So yeah, I'm all in for this.
Jacked Opie is a superstar.
That's amazing. But my guess is you're going to start to get the first sort of the first bits of like the Rainbow Six stuff in this one. So yeah, I'm cool with that. Like I look forward to that spinoff as well with Michael Pena. Last but certainly not least, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Look, I think this looks really good. It's kind of nice to see Jonathan Majors doing, at least from what you can tell, right, the little that you get of him, that it's a completely different personality than his cameo in Loki, which is cool. So I like this. This looks fun.
Yeah, this is apparently this is according to the denizens of the comment sections. Finally, Marvel is making a good movie.
Yeah, okay, guys.
What? What the fuck does that mean?
I have no idea what it means. Because I'm not stupid. Yeah, this looks great, man. This looks great. This looks far out. This looks like something completely different. Even from this own franchise, even from within this own franchise, this looks completely different.
Right.
Yeah, I'm excited to see Jonathan Majors, man. Like
This
he
comes
is
out in February.
Yeah.
And
I
then
wasn't
Creed
expecting it to
comes
come
out
out
like
so
the
soon.
next month.
Oh
And
yeah,
and then he has another movie coming out next month called The
Yeah,
He
Moment.
will be he is the Negro of the moment.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
definitely is.
And,
I'm not mad at it, man.
But he's very good.
I hope that he can
actually act.
make the most of it.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah, I think this looks interesting. Like I like the character designs. Bill Murray is in it. That'll be interesting to see what they do with him. Yeah, look, it's kind of cool because it's clearly a family, very much a family oriented film. And I'm looking forward to this idea of them pushing Stature, his daughter, as a hero, coming out of this. She's got her own costume and shit like that. That's dope. And my guess is you're gonna get a nice heel turn from Jonathan Majors like halfway through this movie. They're gonna be like, oh no, he's a really nice guy. Like, no, he's not. he's a real piece of shit. Which is good. Good. I want to see him really cut loose on this role. I think it's.
I like the Kang outfit, and I like the workaround. I like the workaround with him, like with the blue face workaround, right? Like it's not just Jonathan Majors with his face painted blue, right? Like the blue is the light from the helmet,
right? Exactly.
It just looks good, and it would be it wouldn't be odd, right? Like that would be weird to say that it would be odd to see him walking around with a blue face, but
it's a bit odd.
I like what they're doing with this.
Yeah.
This looks good. And I like that he's like kind of being pushed as like, I think he's being pushed. He's going to be pushed as one of the big forces to be reckoned with. In this new multiversal phase that we're in. So,
right.
Yeah, February.
There you go.
Okay.
Was
not expecting it so soon, but
no, I wasn't either, considering that Black Panther is November, right? Like just as you get into the new year, like here comes another Marvel movie right around the corner. So that's cool. Because don't we get another one like summertime? I feel like
they usually come out in threes, right? So April, May or February, May, and November seem to be the months that they kind of like.
Because I want to say I thought the Marvels was was kind of the next one up in the summer. I have to look up the dates, but yeah, I mean, look, I think this is. I think
when does Cap 4 come up? When does Cap 4 come up?
That's like, I want to say 2024. Yeah, something like that. Like that's a
Secret Invasions. Secret Invasions in the spring. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is in May.
Okay, so that's the next one. Then the Marvels is after that.
Echo is in the summer, which is the Loki season 2 is in the summer. The Marvels is in July.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, there you go. So
yeah.
Oh, okay. So actually, yeah, Captain America is 2024. Okay. So yeah, look, that's great. I look forward to that, man. That's a hell of a year, by the way, for 2024. Captain America, Thunderbolts, and Blade. And then, all the TV shows and stuff. That's awesome. That's going to be great. Looking forward to it. All right. Anything else before we get out of here?
Is Blade still coming out?
They pushed it back. It's 2024 now.
Oh, okay.
It was supposed to be 2023. But
right.
they lost the director and everything. So, hey, just take your time. I'd rather you get it right than just rush it, to be honest.
Right.
So people can shut up about the first Blade being the only fucking version of that can ever happen. Like, no. And I love the first Blade, but it could be beaten very easily. All right. That's it for us. We'll see you guys next week.
See you.